All right, welcome back everyone. So today I've got a brief topic. It's kind of inconsequential, but it's something I've always been kind of intrigued by, and that is what time do you write? Anytime I encounter another writer, I really like asking them this question. You can write in the morning, accompanied by early gray light, coffee, and lingering dreams. You can write midday, during fragments and slivers of freedom when the world is too busy to notice. Or you could write at night, as though you've saved the best for last, when birds sleep and crickets cheep and trains rumble, a kind of nocturnal ceremony. Dennis Lehane, the famous Boston novelist, he once said he never knew any writer who didn't write either in the morning or at night. He never knew a writer who wrote in the middle of the day. I did actually encounter an interview with a Dallas-based writer, Brooke Fossey. She actually had her first novel published last year. But she actually said she likes to write in the middle of the day. She likes to just find these little pockets of time and just sort of sneak in a little, word, sentence, paragraph here and there. That's kind of how she did it. She also had a really busy life. I think she was raising kids as well. I actually thought that was interesting though, and I've started doing that a little bit more myself, where I will write in the middle of the day. If I just find this little pocket of time, this little window, I'll just open up my Word document where I do the majority of my writing. And oftentimes I will come up just on the spot with some pretty good ideas when I am doing it in the middle of the day like that. Something about the unexpectedness of it all, I think. But normally I definitely write at night. That's kind of my go-to time, especially if I'm on a schedule where I want to be writing every day. Basically what I'll do is I work my day job and then I get off work, usually eat dinner and work out for a little bit. And then I try to write for an hour, hour and a half. I've thought a lot about switching that to the morning and just trying, the AM schedule. The reason I haven't done that though is there's something about me where when I work, I like to have, you could say almost like a void where I don't really have any big major responsibility when I'm done writing. So when I'm writing at night, basically I finish writing and then I go to bed. And I really do love sleeping, so it's sort of something to look forward to almost. Like I finish writing, then I have my reward, which is going to sleep. But if I were to switch that and write in the morning, what do I have after that to look forward to? I mean, I get to go to work. And I know life can get in the way and you just kind of have to write whenever you can. So I know there's writers out there who have no time except for the morning, like at 5 a.m. to write. I remember, I think Tommy Orange, the writer of There, that novel that came out a couple years ago. I think that's what he did. I think he had a family he was raising, and the really only time he could do it was, wake up at dawn and write for a couple hours before going to work. And then another reason I'm curious about writing in the morning is because I remember when Dennis Lehane was talking about it, he said that the best time to write is the morning because you're closest to your dream state when you start. And the most sort of inspiring and strange and unpredictable writing will come out of you at that time. Basically, he says, roll out of bed. The most you can do is make a pot of coffee and then start writing immediately. I would love to kind of see what that's like. I've done it a few times on the weekends, just rolling out of bed, but I'd like to see what it's like on a regular basis, just where every single day I'm doing that. But I don't think that's going to happen until, I get to write full time, fingers crossed. And then one more thing I have to add about the morning is usually that's when we have our caffeine. So it definitely affects how we write when we do have caffeine. And then I actually want to do another video on coffee and writing. I won't say more, but that will be in the future. But then to go back to what I was talking about earlier, writing in the middle of the day, another thing that I've noticed about that is that if you have a lot going on, say you have a big life event that's just sort of come upon you and you're suddenly much more distracted than you are normally on your day-to-day life, I think it's actually helpful to find those little pockets of time during the day and just write, whatever it is, a couple sentences, a paragraph, a page. I think that's helpful when you have something really big going on in your life. because when something big happens in your life, a lot of times your normal writing schedule can kind of get thrown out of whack. Me personally, I'm actually going to be moving out of the house I'm living at, and that kind of came upon suddenly. So I am a little more distracted, and my writing schedule is not as smooth as I'd like it to be, which is kind of frustrating because, when I started the new year, definitely one of my goals was to just write consistently. And so that plan has already been a little bit dashed. I mean, later on when I have a new place to live, I'll definitely pick it back up. But for now, I'm a little more inconsistent with my writing because I'm focused on getting my house packed up and finding a new place to live in a pretty short amount of time. So I'm finding that I'm not writing at night as much, but I am writing during the day more. And like I said earlier, the quality of the writing during these little unexpected moments is usually better than I anticipate. So it definitely is a good little technique if you find life is getting just a little overwhelming for your normal writing schedule. Let me know in the comments what time you like to write, and please like the video if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see you next time.